This podcast is presented by RMG, empowering your business with AI-powered global workforce. Imagine a world where every customer interaction becomes an opportunity to shine, where your business effortlessly outperforms competitors. At RMG, we make it possible. Our virtual assistant and contact center services empower your business not just for today, but throughout your transformation journey. Experience the RMG advantage today. Welcome to the Ranemakers Podcast, where we dive into the stories of passionate professionals who dared to dream, persisted through the storm, and turned their visions into reality. In each episode, we'll present the narratives of modern-day rainmakers. Whether you're in corporate leadership, a seasoned entrepreneur, or just starting out, this podcast is your source of motivation, valuable insights, and the belief that chasing your dreams can indeed lead to sunny days.
But before we plunge into today's inspiring story, we would like to take a moment to mention our presenter, RMG, helping you shine by handling tasks that free up your time so you can focus on career and business growth. And what truly matters to you. More about them later in the show.
Welcome to the Ranemakers Podcast. I'm your host, Rane Rose, here to share stories of those who inspire me and may inspire you too. This is the Ranemakers Podcast. In an industry known for its glamour and often intense competition, our guest today, Jessica Ross, has not only carved out a remarkable career, but also shown that everyone can be a rainmaker by contributing to the tapestry of success and inspiring others along the way. Jessica, my friend, so happy to see you here.
Me too. So happy to be here and chat with you guys. I know we've been talking about this for a while.
I'm so excited. And of course, I'm thrilled to be on this journey with my good friend, Shannon Yang, natural rainmaker. She is not only my co-host on the Beyond the Influence TV show airing on NBC, but also my business partner in our very own fashion line, 𝗵𝗨. Yay! Thanks, my friend. So excited.
I know we have been doing a lot of stuff together, and I'm so happy to get to know Jessica the first time on the podcast.
Okay, ladies, let's make it rain. So, to kick off, Jessica, can you tell us more about your background and how you got started in the entertainment industry?
Yes, so I kind of grew up in the entertainment industry. I'm born and raised in Southern California. So my family's in the industry. I had some internships in high school, and I started doing acting in college. I mean, like as a child, I was interested in acting, but really as a kid, I was kind of like just more about being a kid and having fun. So I didn't really take my career seriously till I started college, because I think when you get to college, you realize like, okay, now you're an adult, and now it's like, okay, the real world. Time to start taking life seriously and, figuring out what you want to do with yourself. And so I think so many people can relate, like when you're 18 and like, the world is so new and, you're really trying to like get started. And that's how I actually took some acting classes when I was younger, but then I took another acting class my first year of college, and I realized, okay, this is what I want to do. Because it felt like, it didn't feel like class, it didn't feel like school when I'm doing a scene or just studying my lines or anything to do with acting. It didn't feel like work. And so I think when something doesn't feel like work, when you enjoy it so much that like the day just goes by and, the hardships that go along with it don't bother you, that's when you know it's your passion, where it's like, no matter what is in the way and no matter what happens, like you still want to pursue that field. And that's really like how I felt about acting. It was just like something where just whether it's reading about it, studying a scene, taking acting classes, filming, I thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm one of those actors where like, I enjoy doing film, TV, I like reality, commercials, even social media. So I really like to do things across the board. So I did my first film in college, and after college I moved to Miami for a little bit, which I loved. Miami is incredible. Definitely need to go back there soon. So such a fun city to go. It's always beautiful weather and incredible life, beautiful beaches. So I enjoyed myself out there, and then I moved back to LA and got back into acting. And I did a show called on 𝗪𝗪𝗶𝗴 where I actually hosted my own show, and it was really fun. I got to pick my guests, think of my segments, write the questions. So, which is really exciting because, as you know from being a host yourself, you meet so many interesting people. and think of like really cool concepts. Like one of my guests, they had this machine that like freezes you. So like you put the machine on and it like makes your skin frozen. And we actually did a little demonstration on my TV show, which is really cool, bringing this big machine in and doing a live demonstration. So hosting it is so cool, like doing the different segments. And then I did a show called Fashion Dolls, and then I did another show called Backstage Weekly, and did like 30 episodes of a show called Big Review TV. Then, of course, there was COVID, and during COVID, I actually created my own reality show, Hollywood Unexpected, which is now on 𝗥XO TV, and just finished filming another little project over the weekend. So that's kind of a summary of things in a few minutes.
So were you born and raised in LA, or?
I was born and raised, yes, I was born and raised in the suburb of LA, just 35 miles north of here.
Oh, wow.
So definitely growing up just 35 miles, it was like LA was where you went to go out, because where I grew up in the suburbs was very quiet. You know, we have just more family friendly and parks and schools. So definitely, even though I grew up like 35 miles from here, we were going to LA pretty much every week, because like I said, everything, all the fun things to do are basically just are in LA. So, or up north in Santa Barbara. So we go to Santa Barbara a lot too, like State Street and the area around there. So yeah, so growing up near LA, definitely, like I said, you always feel like the entertainment industry is part of your life, just because you have neighbors that are part of it. You have friends in school that are part of it. So it's like, you're really just surrounded by it.
How is the temperature, by the way? How are you in California?
Yes, I'm in Los Angeles. It is, oh my gosh, I'm just shooting for a YouTube channel, and it is summer right now. It feels like summer.
Good.
So pretty. Where are you guys at right now?
We're both in Vegas.
Las Vegas.
The race is coming up. Are you guys going? The Formula One?
Yeah. I
No,
don't know. Rain,
most
are you
likely
going?
no. What about you, Shannon? Probably going.
Well, yeah. I'm regretting. I'm really dreading it. Because of my husband. You know, my husband is a big car person. So, the moment that the news released saying they're gonna have an F1 in Las Vegas, and then he just like went ahead and bought like 4 packages. I know. So it includes 3 to 4 days, actually 3 days. And then now I'm looking at the schedule. Every single day the race is going to happen in the midnight. So it's going to be late at night and outdoors. And there's just think about the traffic. I mean, we were talking about logistics early. So we have to think about maybe take a Uber somewhere and get off and walk to the skybox. It's all that, it's just, I don't know. I'm dreading it, but I guess if you're a big car person,
I'm trying to
you're
avoid
really
this trip right now.
Sounds like a lot of.
I know that's probably a smart move.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it's going to be crazy for sure. Like with all the people, I've seen the reports and stuff. So yeah, it looks like a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Is the weather nice? Is it nice out at least? Nice and warm?
It's pretty warm. It's pretty warm during the daytime. It gets kind of cool at night.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah. So, your teenage years were really filled with acting lessons. Is there any, memorable lessons and experiences that solidified your passion for acting? Can you share that with us?
Yes. So I would say, like, yes, in my teenage years, I think what solidified my acting would be when I would do a scene, and especially a comedy. I was always naturally just good at comedy. And so I do a scene, and your teacher would tell you did a great job. And just getting that positive reinforcement, I think, really helped during my teenage years. So that way, when I went to when I was in college, like, it really kind of guided me to take it seriously. But yes, I think, like I said, when I would take acting classes and do some stuff as a teenager, and just having people say like, "Oh, you're hilarious. Oh, you did a great job." I think those little moments really add up to something big, because what people say to you as a teenager, I think, impacts you so much later on in life too.
Thanks for sharing that.
So how has the entertainment industry been treating you? It's a pretty competitive industry, and I know, when people go into entertainment industry, you're probably not one of those, but many of them would think that you're in there because you want to get famous and you want that, glamorous and glitz lifestyle. But in reality, unless you really love that lifestyle, it's very hard because it's so competitive, and most people are in there, like if they're in there for the fame, then after a while they will find out, oh, it's not really what we're thinking about. So most of them will end up quitting. So how is your experience working in the entertainment industry? I mean, is that what you're looking for, the fame, or are you just kind of really love and have a passion for something that just, strikes you in the entertainment industry?
Well, yes, I mean, no, I really love it, and I really have a passion. I love communicating people. I love having the ability to make someone's day. I think like one of the things I love most about acting is that they can watch a show or a film that you're in, and it can make them feel better and make them happier, and help them go through something. So like when you see people and you hear the impact that different celebrities have had in their life, I think like I just love the ability to know that you can influence people and help impact someone's life in a positive way. I think that's one of the things that really drives me, is just having be ability to help others and be a positive influence in this world. So and I think like any other career, I remember my first agent told me that acting is no different than any other career, that the same people that make it as actors would make it in other fields. So people think that acting is all red carpets and just premieres and gifting suites and all that fun stuff, but that's really only a small part of it. There really is so much work and effort like any other career. So it's like anyone that gets into acting, I don't think you can't go into it thinking, oh, it's going to be easier than being a lawyer or being a doctor or something like that, because it really is. It might be in a different way, but it really is just as difficult as making it in other fields. So you have to really be willing to put that much time and effort and work into it.
So I'm gonna move forward to kind of like a not positive question here. So
Like, let's get to the next stuff.
yeah,
You're so cute. I love you saying it in such a positive, happy way. Like, smile. It's so cute. You're like me. You're like me. Like I'll be saying something negative and like smiling. So yeah, I can really.
So, in an industry where appearances are often under scrutiny, have you ever felt pressure to conform to certain beauty standards or expectations? AKA, the plastic surgeries of Beverly Hills.
I mean, you have to really. I mean, I think like you really do get judged so much, especially in today's day and age where you have the internet and social media. Because if you think about, I always think how different it was for the celebrities that made it in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, and how the world was back then compared to how the world is now, and how like there really is no privacy. Wherever you go, people have their cell phones, can take pictures, they can talk about you right away, like any little thing. Because if you think about before social media, there wasn't so much access to things. So now any person can go online and write a blog about you, post about you on Facebook. So the scrutiny, I think, is really even so much more than it used to be, because now it's 24 hours a day and anyone and everyone can say something. And you really are judged from your head to your toe in this town. I mean, I remember once I actually found myself on a site called 𝗥𝗍𝗄𝗆, and it's a site where they rate celebrities' feet. And so what I mean, they judge you from your head to your toes.
Oh
They really
wow!
do judge you
Oh
from your
god!
head to your toes.
Is that real?
And then you can look it up now. Yes, I mean that's how I literally found myself on there. And luckily, my feet got rated pretty well, so which was good. I personally don't like my feet, but I have good taste in shoes. That's why I got a good rating.
Oh,
What do you mean by you don't like your feet? I mean, actually, I never. I mean, you don't like your feet? Like, if seriously?
I'm just saying I don't think my toes. Like I just look at my toes and I'm like, oh, my toes are ugly. Because they're like stubby and just like not. I don't know. I just don't like my feet. Like if I'm like, oh, they're not that cute.
we're always hard on ourselves
I don't like
anyway.
toes. Like if I'm looking at my like right now, like they're like crooked. Like my pinky toe is like totally like in like tucked in. It's like I just look at them I'm like, not that cute. Maybe I should like show everyone, like, hey, everyone, these are my feet. No, but you can find it on 𝗥𝗍𝗄𝗆.com. You can find my feet. I believe they rated them 4 out of 5 stars.
Oh wow! We have to check that out, Shannon.
Yeah.
But it is because of my taste in shoes. I really never really judge my feet in terms of rating them. But it goes to show you, like I said, you really have to have a thick skin And another thing too is that when you go and take pictures, when you go out, you can't control which pictures get published.
Yeah.
So one of the things about being part of the industry is you have to unfortunately be comfortable with bad pictures of you online. And I mean, I still makes me insecure when I see a bad picture, because it's like you're thinking, oh, am I not going to get a role because someone sees this picture of me and think that I always look like this?
Well, so that actually that reminds me of a question I really want to ask, and I'm always curious about it. Whenever I mean, I know it's the same in, I'm not sure if it's the same in America, but in the Asian entertainment industry, whenever you see stars or celebrities out on the carpet, red carpet, they always look perfect. I mean, I know many of them, they don't look as, skinny, or they don't look as flawless, even when you just directly take a Photoshop. Like, so do you think most of them have a contract with some kind of public magazine, or some kind of, with their PR to say that nobody can release?
Remember some magazines before, like let's say if a picture is published in like People or Us Weekly, sometimes the magazines themselves, of course, can edit the picture. So when the pictures, like if you find, let's say like they use a photo off Getty Images, well, if you go to gettyimages.com, you'll see like the raw photo, for example. But then like they can take the photo, the magazine, of course, and edit the photo to their liking. So of course, that's why you'll see pictures like candid pictures and they look one way, and then you'll see a picture in a magazine, it looks different. Because of course, a magazine, before they publish, as you know from publishing, like, they can do anything they want to the pictures. So that's why it's like some pictures look better than others, because some pictures are edited, some aren't, and then some are like super edited, and you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't even look like that person.
Yeah, I mean, I think in America it's a lot more unfiltered. I just know that in the Asian, Chinese, in Chinese industry, or in the whole Chinese, world of social media, you can barely even find any unfiltered or unedited photo of a celebrity. So I'm always wondering, I know they don't look that perfect in real life. I know many of them, they either have had a, like they have to have some bulge, or they have to have some unflattering angles, like when they look down, but you can never find one. So I'm always like, do they have like any kind of legal contract or something to not get it released?
Yes, I feel like for them, like they're editing their pictures before or something like that. And like if you Google someone enough, you can like eventually find an edited picture.
Oh, I can't. I can't. Yeah, any Chinese celebrities you can barely even find. I think they just ask people to take it off because they're self-conscious about their image. That's another thing, which is, like being in this industry for that long, seeing all these beautiful people around you, how does your self-confident, how does that affect you?
Of course, it definitely makes it sometimes difficult to be confident because, you're always around so many other good-looking people. So a lot of times, you feel like, okay, you're just like almost like one in the crowd because, there really is so many good-looking people, so many unique cues. You really have to like think about what stands out about you and what makes you unique. Because I think like if you don't have your own confidence, then it's going to be really difficult, of course, because obviously you're in an industry that does, care about looks and, how thin you are and stuff like that. So you really have to, like I said, have a thick skin and like yourself and, find things that are unique about yourself. And, use those to stand out, because I think everyone has their own beauty and has their own uniqueness. They just have to find it. And, sometimes, as we grow, like we grow into ourselves and we learn who you are. So some people, of course, it takes a little longer, but I think, like I said, everyone, is beautiful in their own way.
Yeah, I agree. So speaking of our unique selves, I think this was featured before in a magazine, Vegas Unlimited magazine, that I really like. So you've spoken about the importance of not measuring success based on others. Can you share a time when you felt pressure to compare your success to someone else? And how did you overcome that comparison trap and just refocus on your own journey?
I mean, I think as an actress, that's happened to me many times in my life where, you see one of your friends book something, a really major role, and I'm like, you're auditioning and then you haven't booked a role. And I think the key is to really believe that, okay, your success will come eventually, and everyone succeeds at a different time. So just because someone made it at 20 doesn't mean that you are. Like, everyone's path is different. So someone could, and I think a lot of you realize this as you get older, like someone could be successful at 20, but then at 30, their career can fall apart. So just because someone's successful at one point in their life doesn't mean like, oh, their life is perfect the whole time. That could just be like their one, like when you see that person, you could be seeing them at their best point in their life, and then everything else could be completely different. So you can't be jealous or judge people just on one moment or one thing, because you don't know the big picture of their life and what they went through. So like so many of my friends that have made it, I've seen the hard work and the rejection, all the stuff that they went through before they made it. So it's not like, oh, the success just fell in their lap. Like, they went through the same things as everyone else. It's just everyone's opportunity comes at a different time, and you can't predict it. So it's like, not every flower blooms in the spring. So some flowers bloom in the summer or the fall.
True. Just a follow-up question. Have any friendships been sacrificed due to your success? Maybe because of jealousy, competition, or anything else?
Yeah, unfortunately, I have lost some friends, and I would say a lot of it has to do also too with time. There's only 24 hours in a day, and before COVID, for example, there'd be several events per week, and a lot of times the events would overlap with, let's say, a friend's birthday party or a baby shower or something like that. And that, as you know, from LA, there's a lot of traffic. So if you have something at 3:00 and you have something else at 5 or 6, if it's across town, you might not be able to make it on time. That's just the nature of living in Los Angeles. Sometimes, it can literally take you 2 hours to go 30 miles. So with that being said, unfortunately, there's been like a lot of milestones in my friends' lives that I had to miss because of filming or a red carpet or an audition. That's definitely made me cry and made me sad throughout the years, for sure. I mean, I've definitely shed a lot of tears from the sacrifices that I had to make. But unfortunately, I think it's just, if you want something bad enough, it's unfortunate, but it's like sometimes you have to give something to get something. I do hope, like the friends that I've lost, it's like I always hope one day to have our friendship back, of course. But it's difficult because, like I said, there's so many times where you want to do two things, but you can't be in two places at the same time. And I feel like that's one of the biggest obstacles, for sure.
That put us to a great start, because now it's going to get interesting. Okay, so Jessica, so you mentioned about losing friends because you're not really having enough time or keep up with your friend. I mean, that is one thing. But I think what I'm more interested in hearing is, when it comes to friends, there are friends who are always there for you when you're happy and when you're successful, and who's cheering for you, and that's a real friend. Or
Yes.
there are this so-called friend that's there, but somehow you always feel like they're jealous of you, and
Yeah.
then they end up giving you a hard time, or they're just jealous of it, but they're still around you. But then the stuff they say, like like kind of just stabs at you sometimes.
Yeah.
Once
Yes.
in a while. Or you just feel this energy, right? That it comes off. You're like, huh? Just
Yes.
doesn't. I mean,
Yes.
so tell us more about that.
Yes. I mean, I'm sure, like, as women, we all deal with that so much. But it's like so many times when someone's your friend, and when you're making new friends, and as an actor and host, you're always meeting new people, making new friends. You're trying to figure out someone's motive, and there's some people that really literally just want to be friends with you so that they can try to ruin your life, or try to take something from you, or just with some type of bad intention. And I think is really, like, as you're always meeting so many people, is like trying to figure out like who has good intention, who has bad intentions. And I think as you talk to people, you kind of figure things out. Like when you have friends and they only text you to get into an event, or if they text that they need something, or like you tell them something good and you can tell like they don't really care, or if something bad happens, like they're not there for you, they don't call you. I feel like as you get to know people, you can definitely tell. But then unfortunately, there's some people, which I'm sure you've dealt with, where they're really good at hiding it and they act like they're your really close friend, and then it turns out like they're not. So it's like, it's definitely, I feel like, has made me guarded throughout the years, and especially now with social media and everything. If someone's mad at you, they can just badmouth you online. So it's like, you have to watch your back so much and be so careful about who you trust.
Yeah. So at what point would you call a friend off? Like, would you decide to just cut tie? I mean, have you ever got bitten by any experience like that? Like, or backstabbed? Or heard someone telling you someone is backstabbing you?
At Sam & Co., we believe the joy of the best things. That's why we offer a wide selection of pet essentials and supplies. From treats, leashes, toys, and pet costumes, to almost everything. Sam & Co. is a one-stop shop for you and your pets. Enjoy free shipping on orders $49 or more. Shop Sam & Co. Pits now for wagging tails and more.
Where to start, right? So, definitely. I think you cut someone off when someone shows you that they're not a real friend, whether it's by like not being there for you when they should be or talking behind your back. I think is like having your boundaries, and when someone breaks those boundaries, then like just losing touch with them, not calling them, not texting them back. But I think really is like when someone doesn't have your best interest and you learn that they don't, or you find out, like I said, they're talking behind your back or just trying to use you, then I think I just gradually cut them off. Like, I don't like to have confrontations. You know, life is too short for drama. So for me, it's like, I'll just not reply to their text, or if they call, like not answer the phone. That's kind of just how I like let people go. I feel like that's just the easiest, unless there's like a major reason, of course. Like if someone did something specific and you have to let them know how you feel.
So how comfortable are you, and just a connection to Shannon's question, how comfortable are you like stepping away from that friendship?
I mean, it's like every friendship is different. It's like, I feel like if you're a really close friend, which I've had to step away from before, and you guys have a strong bond and you know each other many years, it can be difficult. But I think like how I step away from people is just gradually, just like texting them less and calling them less. So it's like, it's not like such a shock, where it's just more gradually, and eventually, like, you know, you guys just lose touch. But yeah, I feel like just like a gradual thing. Like I said, unless it's something specific and you have to let them know, like, hey, what you did was wrong and I don't appreciate that. But if it's just because you feel like, oh, they're using you, or they don't have your best interest, or you find out that they're talking behind your back, it's just kind of like, okay, just nicely like lose touch with them. I feel like that's just...
So you talk up, like you speak to them and just call them out.
Oh, she said she's not confrontational.
Oh, she's not. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I have to call them out. I will, but I'm saying, like, yeah, it just depends on the situation. Like if someone did something really wrong, then I call them out. But if it's just something moderate, like you feel like, you know, like maybe they just said something stupid behind your back, or they're just like, they flaked on you, or you just feel like they're not a real friend. If it's just something more, like I said, not something really bad, I'll just gradually cut them off. I think like that's what most people do. Like, you know, just call them back less, or like if they ask you to get together, just be busy.
Yeah.
Same here. I don't think we're both confrontational to Shannon, right? We just like silently disappear.
Yeah, because
It's not worth it.
Yeah, just exactly. It just felt like it's not worth it. And I think when you are on, you know, when we ourselves are on a track of going somewhere far, like we have a goal in our life, sometimes, I mean, you can't but be bothered by other things, but it doesn't mean that they don't bother you. You know, like for example, I mean, I have to admit that I am a very, you know, sensitive person when it comes to friendship, and when I pour love and trust, and I always take people, you know, like on the good side when I meet them, until when they do something wrong. And I don't know if that's the right thing to do now when I'm getting older, because so many times it just comes back and to bite me in the butt. But, you know, but I still think it's fair to give other people a fair chance to believe there's still humanities out there. But, you know, apparently I think, you know, it's a very complicated world.
Oh, it is. You know, nowadays it's so crazy nowadays, and I feel like you really like have to be guarded. Where it's like I'm like where I see the good in people, but at the same time I always try to see things realistically. Yeah. So I don't like the fact that I want people to be good. I try not to let it, you know, cloud my brain, and, you know, try not to have those rose-colored glasses be too rosy, because there's so many people out there that look good and aren't very good. So it's like, you definitely, like I said, it's like you have to see the good, but also at the same time, it's like both. Be on the lookout for both.
True. And yeah, I'm sorry, Rain, but one more question. Like, so, I just feel like seeing all the reality shows, like, let's just give an example. Let me think about it. Like maybe the Housewives of Beverly Hills or Selling Sunset, some of those reality shows, they kind of are the hit shows on Netflix. Many of them, after you watch them, you get even more disappointed with mankind because all the women there, I mean, they're beautiful. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. They're very smart.
Yes.
But then most of them are in there for the, backstabbing each other. Is that the same scene when, in Los Angeles, in LA, or with, with your friend circle?
I know. I mean, like, and that's one of the reasons why we created one of our reality shows I'm working on, Chasing Stars, is to show like not everyone is like that. So much stuff is made for TV, and so much stuff. And a lot of times too, what footage these women, they're either playing up to the cameras or they're getting 1,000 hours of footage and editing out to make them look a certain way. So I know from working as a casting director in reality TV as well, from working behind the scenes and on camera, that you can make someone look good or bad by the editing. So some of these people, they aren't really that person, but the editors, they have to make a good storyline, and everyone has to have like a type. So in a reality show, there has to typically be like the bad one, the good one, the boy crazy one, the drunk one. They always have to have like these archetypes because that's what makes a good show. It's so much of reality TV is about ratings and not so much about being, necessarily real, but it's about, okay, they want to get millions of viewers. But with that being said, not everyone is like that. I mean, and same thing, like my family back east and my friends back east, and I always think like LA is all TMZ, but it's not all TMZ. I mean, not everyone is like that. I think just like in school, there's the people that like to get attention all the time and always do stuff for attention. And those are like the people on TMZ. But then there's so much of Hollywood that is normal and, has normal lives and like, isn't out there just doing all types of crazy things. So like, and that's the thing of our show with Chasing Stars. We want to show that a group of friends can actually support each other and not have drama and actually care about each other and help each other succeed in their careers and have a lot of fun. And the show, like I said, there's two sides to every story, and we hope that our show can really inspire women to get along and to empower each other.
I really love the positive energy. I have a question though. I heard this probably a couple of years ago, and I actually wrote it down because I don't know. I'm always curious about the thought process of everyone, and I always like really try to absorb it, especially if they're like a little older. Like I really tend to, like listen to the wisdom and such. But I heard this sentence, and I want to know what you guys think. So this person said, "People who find success outside." Or people who chase success outside of their homes are most likely not happy in their homes. What do you think about that?
I feel like success is incredible, and there's so much good things to success. I feel like, some people want it all, like me. Like some people, they want to have their career and have the happy home life. So I feel like it's very much his opinion and not so much fact, because again, I know many successful people that have great home lives and also successful people who have not so great home lives. And so, and again, like you really don't know who people are. Like if you see like Matthew Perry, he died recently, and it was out all over TMZ, his struggles with addiction and stuff like that. And I mean, this is someone who was on one of the biggest shows of all time. So it goes to show you where, success and all these other things, that it's not everything. And, being successful and being happy, like I said, there's people who are not that successful and really happy, and people are very successful like Matthew Perry who had issues. So I think his quote is very deep and personal to him, but I feel like I'm not sure if it's true or not.
Okay. What are your
Fair
thoughts, Shannon?
First of all, I mean, it all depends on what circumstance, it was said, right? So, apparently, in that circumstance that we all knew, that's how it was presented. Apparently, it was, I mean, I really don't know how to continue this, but
We have the best virtual assistants. RMG's virtual assistants are AI powered and trained with the latest technology stack to elevate your business. Delegate all mundane, repetitive functions that can free up your time, such as lead generation, outbound calling, data entry, social media marketing, and more. There are no startup fees and no annual contracts. Click the link below to get started.
And we're not here to judge, right? We're here to discuss about friendship and about, at some point, you got to be a good human. I mean, you got to look back at your own life and asking yourself, have I ever done something that just really ugly and trashy? And I think, like with that said, that was, I mean, I really don't know what to say, Ring. I just felt like there are people who just are really lost in life, and they I don't know. I mean, I just wish them the best. That's when we decide that we should just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
because sometimes when you see someone is talking someone else in front of you, and then you're thinking, are they doing the same thing? Like, especially when they are discussing somebody who just sounds like they have been harmless, like they are just doing something that didn't really do you anything wrong. It's like they're just discussing about someone else who lived their life or who did something, and then you're like, huh, what are you going to say behind my back? Right? I mean, it's different when let's say if give an example, like let's say person A, did something wrong to person B, like really wrong morally, and then person B go to person C and telling person C how hurt she is, by person A acting that way. I mean, that's different. But then when you are just going to person C and saying, oh, that person A is like blah 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 blah, then you're like, you have to, like, one point you have to start wondering, why are they telling me this? What are they talking about behind my back? I think it's also our own smart thing to do in order to prevent getting hurt in this world, which is to be a little bit smarter, about people.
Yeah, I was actually I would say I'm exactly the opposite of Shannon. Automatically by default, I just do not I do not trust.
I admire you. I actually admire you. Yeah, I admire Rain for being that way. And I think it actually takes a certain life experience to be able to realize, and I'm starting to becoming that way too. I just felt like that's probably the better way to go.
Hopefully it's
Just
not
to,
being bitter.
not
It's like
not no.
You're like very
yeah,
much a
yeah.
realist.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of like protecting yourself first. So that means if I'm seen with somebody, if I'm seen hanging out with Shannon, that means I can vouch for Shannon. If you've seen people in one-on-one conversation and like a trip together, like a business partnership together, this is another subject. This is not friendship, but sure, this is also relationship. Would you, if you're cheating on your partner, on your husband, does that also, can you use that reasoning that you're not happy inside the home? So can you cheat because you're not happy inside the home? I mean, it's another subject, but
Yeah,
kind of
it just
related.
become deeper and deeper.
I mean, and that could be for many, and that, yeah, I mean, cheating could be for like so many reasons, whether it's you're not happy in the home or you're just a cheater. That's just who you are. Or, so you could be totally happy at home, but you're just a cheater. So you're going to cheat.
True.
So as we've seen before. So I feel like, again, like when someone, but I mean, I feel like in general, I feel like when someone is cheating, that there's something missing in the relationship, or else they won't be cheating. That's one end. But again, on the other side of it, some people, like I said, are just like that, where they can't be faithful for whatever reason, and no matter, they can be in love with you, but every time they go out, they're doing something that they shouldn't. But it doesn't mean they don't like you. It's just some people, that's part of personality. I think that's why it's so important to get to know someone really well before you get attached to them, because that's like one key to avoid being hurt is to get to know someone really well first, because you don't know who someone is until you know them for a long time.
So talking about, earlier Rain said, um, you don't give someone benefit of the doubt, right? To at the beginning and until when they really prove that they are trustworthy. So at what point, Jessica? So at what point would you start opening up to someone and consider them to kind of letting them come into your world? Do you have like a line that you draw, or you just kind of go with the flow and according to how you feel, or you don't even have that at all?
I definitely go with the flow for sure, because I feel like it's just more about getting to know someone and just how the friendship progresses. And some friendships progress faster than others. Like, let's say if you're working on a film with somebody, you guys see each other every day for a month, then your friendship, you'll get to know someone much faster than if you just see someone like once every few weeks at an event. So it's really just, I think, depends on a person. And like, as you get to know someone, like, let's say, you make plans with someone several times and they don't cancel and like they're not late and like stuff like that. Like, as they
Late.
which I've been late before.
No, I get it.
But I mean, like, not like, an hour late, like, that's like super late. Because then, like,
Yeah, no, I get it, because both of me and Rain, we're very punctual people. I mean, she is even worse than me. She's always getting to whatever meetings like half an hour before,
that's me.
making everybody look bad.
But that is so me from living in LA, because you always have to allow like twice the amount of time for traffic and parking. So I'm either getting somewhere like an hour early or like right on time. It's hilarious. But yeah, because you never know. Like, you can leave. Like, there's sometimes where it'll take me to go to, I went to Calabasas this weekend, and in normal traffic it could take half an hour, right? But in bad traffic it takes an hour. So go figure.
Well, then leave an hour early.
Exactly. So that's why
Prepare for the traffic.
Exactly. So either way, like, if you leave like an hour and 10 minutes early, if you hit traffic, you'll be there early. If you don't hit traffic, you'll be there really early, and you can just get a coffee or something like that. Yeah. So
True, and I think a lot of depends on where you grow up too. I know Rain had a very like 9 to 5 job too, and you have to be punctual, and it's New York, right? And then I think from that New York culture, me too. Like, I was, I worked in New York for a year, and I think with that said, it's like you're expected to be on time.
Yes.
All the time. In LA, it's just a lot more relaxed.
Miami's like
I feel
too, and like Miami, I remember I would have plans with people, and you would always just assume to arrive an hour later because everyone is so late in Miami. But my parents are New Yorkers, so I definitely grew up having that really like strict background where like on time is early. So that's how like my parents raised.
Jessica, are you allowed, if you're
wait.
late, are you allowed to say, "I'm so sorry I'm late. We have a filming"? Are you allowed to say that?
Or you have some other excuses, like I was caught up in my last meeting, and then just use that over and over again every time.
I am so sorry. I was filming. I'm so sorry I'm late. I was filming. Do you use that all the time, Jessica?
I would say all the time. I mean, it's usually my excuse is that I'm getting ready, which is actually true, because it takes so long to get ready. Or traffic, or getting ready, traffic, or parking. I think those are like my main excuses.
So you're you're kind of sometimes fashionable late.
Yeah, exactly. And as long as your outfit looks really good, right, then it's okay to be a little late. It happens. And sometimes when you're getting ready to go to an event, you realize like there's something wrong with your outfit before, or you can't find your necklace, or it is. There's always something, sometimes last minute, and you have to like change your whole outfit.
I just thought about a question. So Jessica, tell us about your personal relationship. Do you find it hard to keep a regular relationship? When working in this industry?
It's really difficult. I'm sure you guys can relate, but like just so many different parts of having a relationship and being in the entertainment industry make it difficult. Like, for example, I go to a lot of events and you're dating someone, and like they'll want to walk the red carpet with you, but the thing is, like, unless you're in a really serious relationship with someone for like several years, you know how it is when you pose with someone on getting on the red carpet. it stays on there forever. So I've lost several relationships because, if they're not in the entertainment industry, like I'll tell a guy down there, okay, you can't walk the red carpet with me, and then they get mad. But it's not because it's nothing against them, but it's just like those pictures are on Getty forever. So if you guys break up next week or next month, right, then all of a sudden you have like 20 pictures of you guys together that can't go down, that are stuck online. And the last thing you want, of course, is some pictures of you and one of your exes. You're like, oh, great, there's me with that, words I don't want to say on camera. So it does make it difficult because the guys that you date have to be understanding. And if they're not in the industry, sometimes they're not understanding, but there really is a lot more complications. Like I said, any pictures or video any interviews that you do, once you're online, it's so hard to take them down. So whoever you're dating, they have to like not get insulted if you don't want them in your interviews or videos. And that's like a difficulty that I've had before. But unfortunately, it's like you just have to protect yourself and your image. And of course, when you're in the public eye, like anything you do, someone can say something bad about you, like we've said before. So it's like if you do have a relationship and your ex turns out to be not so great afterwards, and you have to worry about all that, which we've seen with many A-listers where like they have these court cases with defamation and all this stuff and all the bad things that exes do each other. So yeah, I think once you're in the public eye, it makes dating and relationships so much harder.
So it has to be like red carpet
So
official too, right? Like a red carpet official.
Yeah.
Like you have to be careful with that too.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shannon, go ahead.
Are you currently in a relationship?
I'm not in any serious. I'm just enjoying myself. Nothing serious right now. But yeah, just dating and stuff like that.
Enjoying your life, dating around.
Yes, yeah. So hopefully, yeah. But yeah, and between COVID and the strikes, it's definitely been like a crazy past several years. So it's good that the strike is over. I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
And hopefully everyone votes in favor of the contracts, and it's a happy success, happy story for everyone. Let's just hope, because we've all been through so much between COVID and the strike. Like it hasn't been back to normal in almost 4 years.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm really looking forward to getting just back in the swing of things, and continuing where everything left off.
So any ongoing projects right now? I know you're doing the Hollywood Unexpected, right?
Yes.
Any upcoming ones?
Yeah, so you can watch Hollywood Unexpected on 𝗥𝗏 TV. I also worked on another thing that I can't talk about, but also another project I can talk about is Chasing Stars, and we'll be releasing some stuff about that really soon. Super excited about that. We just, like I said, finished filming this weekend.
Is it a TV show or a movie?
Yes, it's a reality show, and like I said, it's a female empowerment themed reality show about women and our lives in Hollywood, and really a behind the scenes look at our lives, the red carpet, off the red carpet, and just really showcasing what it's like to be a woman in Hollywood in today's day and age. Because we were inspired by like the shows like Housewives and Vanderpump Rules, where they see beautiful women, but also a lot of drama. And we were inspired to create a show that was exciting and fun and interesting, like those shows. But at the same time, we want to show women that we can get along and work as a team together.
When is that going to be? When is that going to be released?
Well, we don't have a release date, but we do we're going to.
Are you in the production right now?
Yes, exactly. So just finishing producing it. So yeah, I don't have a release date yet, but we'll definitely be promoting it. So actually, we're going to release a teaser pretty soon. So I'll be sending that to you. So I've seen the raw footage. It is beyond hilarious, and that's what we want our show to be. Not only have a positive message, but also be funny and make people laugh too. So it's like both dramatic and comedic. So yeah, people will love it. Like you'll be able to watch the footage and just, not want to put it down, because it really moves fast paced. Kathy's one of the stars, and she's also a great, she's also a director. So she helped with the script and like just helped like plan everything out. So yeah, it's amazing. I'm so proud of it. So a lot of hard work.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I hope we'll get to see each other in person soon.
Yes, I can't wait. I'd love to shoot with you sometime. We have to shoot together sometime in LA or Vegas.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah,
I'd love to arrange it, and maybe I can
Yeah.
get the girls from my show. I can get the girls from my TV show together, and we can all film some things. I think that we could collaborate.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
On a cool segment with like a group of us, because then there'd be like 5 of us, so that'd be super cool.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for talking to you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I do not want this to end. If you enjoyed today's episode and found it valuable, please don't forget to download, subscribe, and share it with your friends and colleagues. Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with a thought from today's episode. Just as Jessica said, success isn't one size fits all. And it's not about measuring yourself against others. It's about waking up every day, liking yourself, and being content with your life just as it is. Thank you all for being a part of the Rainmakers podcast. A reminder that rainmakers are not passive spectators of the rainfall, they are the architects of change. Until next time, keep making your own waves, inspiring others, and forging your own path to success. Every day is a chance to make it rain.